economy. Your next guest runs the world's largest space-focused venture fund and was an early SpaceX investor. Let's bring in Space Capital founder and CEO Chad Anderson. Chad, great to have you with us.
Good to be here.
You're already sold on the SpaceX story. I mean, you invested early on and you invested 14 times after that. So you're on board. But in terms of the sale to Wall Street, what are the most important sort of drivers of the SpaceX story? Is it, space data centers? Is it direct to sell? I mean, what's the most important part of the story?
All of the above. I think, the narrative is 10 million Starlink subscribers for satellite broadband and growing significantly. A direct to sell roadmap that's intersecting telco revenue, which is a much larger pie. And they're going directly after that. And then orbital data centers, which allow them to tap into the mother of all narratives, which is AI.
How, at a $1.7 trillion valuation, assuming that's where it comes, is that not a kind of mission accomplished moment? Just in terms of what you're already giving SpaceX credit for, it'd be like 50, 60 times sales. It has to build in all those expectations you mentioned. And if I'm an investor and I assume 10 to 15% return annually for something I want to buy, it's adding 175 to 200 billion in value a year. So what's the path?
When you step back and think about what makes Elon Musk such a successful entrepreneur, I think it is his ability to imagine bigger than us, think bigger than us, come up with ideas and schemes and grand ambition at a scale that none of us can really comprehend. So I think that, investors that are looking to invest at the IPO at this price, they're not investing in today's business. They are investing in the next 50 years of owning orbital infrastructure, owning the rails to get to space, owning the way in which you get broadband, telco, orbital data centers into orbit. We're in this period where space infrastructure and terrestrial infrastructure is converging in a way in which no one's going to care in the future where your data is processed or where your communications come from, as long as you have it and it's fast and it's cheap and affordable.
You mentioned Elon Musk, and obviously he is a very key part of this story, but he's also over at Tesla. And there had been rumors for so long that eventually the two companies would combine. And so would you like the SpaceX investment better if it were combined with the Tesla? And what is that vision in your view?
Well, so it certainly fits into his vision, I think. So people have been talking about this for at least since 2017. It's come up again earlier this year. The All In podcast was talking about it, and Bloomberg's done some reporting on it since then. I think the operational coordination is already happening. They are converging on the same technology stack from two opposite ends of the spectrum. So Tesla owns the robotics, the humanoid robotics, and the manufacturing, and that will allow Starship scale production. SpaceX owns the rails and the access to orbit, the orbital data centers. So combined, this will be the only company that owns the entire physical AI stack, from the production of the chips to the orbital data centers. I don't think that there's another analog. Like, there's no good comp to look at for what could be here. I think you really, the most appropriate sort of historical precedent, you'd have to go back to the vertically integrated industrial giants of the early 1900s. Singer, Carnegie and Steel, Standard Oil, Ford.
You mentioned orbital data centers like it's kind of, foregone conclusion. I mean, one of the interpretations of what Elon Musk does is he kind of puts a sort of unattainable thing out there and gets people to pay him today for giving him credit for getting there. The challenges are significant, are they not, in terms of cooling and all the rest?
Unobtainable for most. So that's what SpaceX is really good at. I forget exactly how they say it, but they do the impossible. They just do it late. Right? And they have proven their ability to do that time and time again. So there are real engineering challenges to orbital data centers. I think most of those are solvable. It's really a question of can you do it at a scale that makes sense? When you own the launch vehicle and you're reusing vehicles, and the only cost to you is the marginal cost of fuel, that's the big chunk of the cost that makes it economically viable. You can solve these engineering challenges. We will get there. The real thing that makes orbital data centers attractive, I think, is the fact that on Earth it is very difficult to build these out currently. Yeah. And it's the human factor. It's the permitting issues. It's getting approval. It's getting the communities to be okay with it, right? They don't want it in their backyard. Water constraints and things like that. So there are a lot of challenges to doing it here on Earth that then make alternatives attractive as well.